Okay, hopefully we are recording now. Welcome everyone to Team Made for More team call on, what is this day? What is this day? Thursday, July 18th. You guys, how in the world is it mid-July? Where has the first half of this year gone? I don't know. It's kind of crazy. But I'm glad we can all hop on and chat. And for those of you that are going to watch this recording, hopefully you get some good stuff from this call. Yes, you can go open that up. I'm talking to my coaches right now in the garage. Okay, so I think we wanted to mostly just do a good summit recap. So I definitely don't want to be the only one talking tonight. I would love for everybody that went to summit to share what they got most out of their time. And I think that would be really awesome. And then we have Tanya on our call, and this is her very first team call, so let's all be really sweet to her. She's just joining us, and she's a brand new coach. She is jumping into, she's not brand new to Beachbody, just brand new to coaching and all things social media, so she is figuring out how to work Instagram and all that. So I'm sure she will welcome all your tips and tricks for that. And so anyway, I think from, I came home from Summit feeling just super recharged. I was, extremely exhausted because you don't sleep while you're there and you're go, go, go. So not recharged in that sense. I felt recharged in my business and my vision for my team's future and what I want us to do. And like you guys already heard Alex say, like, I want to be sitting with the elites. I want to be walking that stage. And I honestly, truly believe that we can do that. And I think I left there with a clear idea of what I want our team to look like. And I think I also left away with the confidence and the fact that, like, yes, we are a team and we can do this together. So I think even it was worth it, even just for that. And but we all got such great information. We all went to different trainings for our different levels of where we're at in the business. And so I'd be happy to hear from the other people on what they heard. Mine were very business oriented and how to get to the next level in your business. So I think that's really good info to have, and maybe we'll do just a call just on that. And I think the what I really loved about Summit too was, as corny as it sounds, was the theme, you guys. It was "You belong here," and I honestly love the Beachbody community. And if you were at Summit and you were in that arena and you looked around and saw the 20,000 other coaches that were there, you would see coaches of literally all ends of the spectrum. People that have been at this for 8 years, people that are more into it for the fitness and more into it for the business, people that have just started, that are brand new. You see all body shapes, all races, all, every gender, like everything. You see everything. And I think that's what I love the most, is that there is a place in this business for everyone. And I think that's why we need to share about it, because seriously, everybody does belong. And so I hope you get that feeling as being a part of this team, because that's what I want. I want us all to feel like we belong. And I think just like meeting people in person for the first time, it was like, I already feel like I know you guys. And so just being together and having that camaraderie, I really do feel like it gave me that much more confidence that our team is going to do really big things. And just exciting. It's exciting to be together. I can't even describe to you the feeling of what it's like when you are with 20,000 other people that are just like you. And it's so great. Like, nobody cares that you pull out your phone and you're like, oh, wait, I need to take a picture of me with my shake. Or, oh, wait, will you take this picture of me flexing? Oh, wait, we need another team picture for the 10,000th time. And Alex is really great at that. So we had our own personal photographer. But it is really great. It's a great feeling to know that you belong. And I think that's something that maybe we don't talk about enough in our businesses. And I know I can definitely talk about that more, is the community. And that's a huge thing. So I think a lot of people don't even understand what it means to be a coach or why you would want to be a coach. And besides the money part, the relationships to me are the very best part. And that I need to talk about more and more and more, because I have had people that are like, okay, I'm not sure about this fitness thing, but this community looks really awesome. Tell me more. So that's how you're going to hook people, especially as women. I know we want to be involved in something. We want to be a part of a community, part of something bigger than ourselves. And this is it, you guys. And this is a freaking awesome community to be a part of. The most supportive one I have ever been a part of. So I hope all of you that went to Summit got that same feeling. And I hope you guys left feeling encouraged and revived and ready to go reach more people. I know it's hard to talk about the business unless you're Alex, but it definitely is such a great opportunity. So I hope that those of you that went to Summit felt confident in knowing that we have something amazing to share. And those of you that didn't, I want you to get the idea that this is more than just a money-making business. The money and the opportunities are there, but the relationships that you build, the lives that you see changed along the way, are such an amazing part of being a coach. And I wouldn't get to be involved in these people's lives and in my customers' lives and help them take control of their own health if I wasn't a coach. And how awesome is that, to have people that you get to help along with. So I was trying to think of all of my favorite things that we talked about at Summit, and there are so many, but the one that keeps popping up in the back of my head was actually from Veronica, who's on our bigger Diesel Nation team. And she was asked to give one of her biggest highlights of how she sticks to it and how she pushes through those hard days in the business, or the days where you're like, okay, why am I doing this again? And coaching does get hard at times. I'm not going to say it's easy every single day. It's all laid out for us. It's not hard work, but that doesn't mean that it makes it easy every day. And it doesn't mean it makes it easy to show up every day. But what Veronica shared was that it's like a marriage, and you have to take divorce off the table. And when she said that, I was like, And then she was like, you don't always want to be married to your spouse every single day. And I was like, oh, yeah, hear you there. I always love my spouse, but it's not every day that I want to, there's, we all have flaws, right? So I was thinking of that, and she's like, you have to think of your coaching business like a marriage. Not every day is going to be easy. Not every day is going to be butterflies, rainbows, and roses, but it's worth it to stick it out and to push through the hard days, because the great days are really great. And that's just like marriage, it's worth it to work through those hard days and have those fabulous glory days. So instead of saying on the hard days, that's it, I'm done, not going to coach anymore, that's it for me, to really push through and see what's on the other side. And if you're committed, you're dedicated, and you're focused in your business, and every time that the going gets tough, you don't just, get going, you push through, that's when you're going to see the success. That's when you're going to see the momentum of your team building. That's when you're going to see the growth. And so hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of encouragement, and especially for the newer coaches to see that, I always tell my new coaches, give yourself at least a year and see where you're at in a year. And in a year, you probably aren't going to be financially where you want to be in the business, but you will be able to see in a year how it's enriched your life, and if it's a positive thing, and if you're still, enjoying it. But it's going to take some time for the growth to happen and for you to see more of the benefits. So that, just stick with it, take divorce off the table, and see where this can take you, instead of just saying on the tough days, I'm out. And I really, really liked that. So if anybody else who went to Summit wants to share maybe a little tidbit of some of your favorite things, that would be awesome. So you can unmute yourself and share away whoever wants to go. And if nobody volunteers, I will just call on you. Okay, I'm going to mute myself. So.
Okay, I'll go first. So one of the things that, obviously, hi, I'm Samantha. I know we have some new faces on here. I started actively coaching last October. And to be honest, my husband and I had the conversation before I went to Summit. He said, your business is in its infancy stage, and this is kind of where you have to determine if you're really going to stick with this or if you're just kind of going to let it fizzle out. I don't want to let it fizzle out. I have a couple girls that are really starting to like stick with their workouts and, you know, pick up their Shakeology and things like that. So I don't want to let them down, number one. And number two, just how much I've grown personally. Gosh, I could cry just talking about it, you guys. So I thought I would never do like a story on my Instagram where I talked to the camera. I am like horrible at them. I remember trying to record a video for our challenge group, and I probably sat there for 30 minutes. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like what I said. I didn't like this. And so then the other day, on Monday, I just went for it, and I recorded a story, and I didn't suck at it. I mean, I could have, but people told me I didn't. So that they were trying to make me feel better. But anyway, so I just went for it, and I don't know what I'd been waiting for. So if anything, I think that this business has not only obviously will later on hopefully pay off financially, but the growth that I've seen in myself, I think, is the biggest thing that I can be the most thankful for, if that makes sense. I mean, obviously, like, it's just social media. That's not the point. The point is that I found the confidence in myself to post whatever I want. I've stopped caring about what other people are going to think about what I'm posting, and posting for myself, because I definitely realized after this weekend that nobody else is going to make my business work for me except for myself.
I thought you were fabulous on your stories the other day. In fact, when I was watching them, I was like, yes! You were really good. Sabrina also did some face-to-face stories the other day, and I was like, you get it, girl. So, yes, love it, love it. Sabrina, do you guys want to share what your favorite things were?
Yes. Hold on, wait. I want to see. There we go. Okay. I think my favorite, aside from meeting everybody finally in person and having a blast, we're talking about our favorite time.
Mommy, no. Conference call.
Was hearing the story from that guy that won the Beachbody Challenge, that he won the check, the $100,000 check, and he was saying how, like, this made him feel worthy and felt like living, and that he was worth living, because pretty much, you know, he was in a depressive state, and just, he was like in tears on the stage, and I was in tears in the audience, and it was just inspiring to hear, you know, how this changes lives. It doesn't just, you know, it's not just a workout. It's not just a nutrition plan. It's not just a shake. It's like everything about it and how it literally changes people's lives and their outlook on life. So that was what stuck out to me the most. It's like, you know, getting to meet everybody. That was fun. How about you, babe?
So
Rachel Hollis too.
Honestly, in the beginning, I was like just being a supportive husband, you can say. You know, I was just like, and my wife has tried like everything. I think she tried Mary Kay one time, and I don't know. She tried it all. But I've always, you know, I kind of support her and like what she does. I'm like, all right, she wants to do this, so let's do it. And she started this stuff, and I was just like, okay, you know, I'm like a gym rat. You know, I go to the gym and whatever, like, you know, lift heavy and go home. But then I see her doing it, like losing weight, like, you know, like feeling more confident. all this stuff. And then I see that at the summit. Like, I was like, you know what? I'll go to the summit with you. And we went to the summit, and I was just like, okay, there's like 23,000 people and like 10 guys, you know? So like, all right, you know, I'm gonna relate. This is gonna go well. So I was like, all right, let me give it a chance, you know? And, you know, obviously when we started listening to the people talk and like their, you know, advice and how the things work and how everything works. And I'm like looking at people do it in 10 months. And I look at people like changing all these people's lives from like 60 years old, 70 years old, all the way to 18 years old, like all different ages, you know? And I'm like, wait, this is like the whole community of like, you know what I mean? Like usually when you like doing something, it usually attacks a different community, whereas like the younger age or just the older age or, you know, but this Beachbody is like everybody, you know, like I have my daughter who's 6 doing our workouts every day with us, you know, and like she'll stick through it. She's 6 years old, you know, and I'm like, you know, this is something at least that kind of brings us all kind of together and like, you know, and like to see our daughter kind of just like get into it now. And then, like I said before, it's like, it forms like I work, you know, like today I work from 5 in the morning to all the way till like, I got here, I don't know, 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. Like, so I'm like, you know, I don't really have that much time with her, you know, or my family. So I'm like, this is kind of gives me another thing to do. But listening to the summit and seeing all these people like succeeding and like changing lives, not just like you said, like financially, because financially is not really the thing here. It's more of like how much of an effect is taken on all these people. And I'm like, man, like me taking pride, like in me personally in the Marine Corps, like I take pride in like taking an effect on my Marines, you know, and like I see how they grow, and I'm like, hell yeah, you know, I'm like, and then I see the beach, but I'm like, wait, I can do the same thing with this, you know, and I'm just like, hold up. So then I really started looking into it, you know, like that's why I started bothering you, Emily, like, hey, what does this mean, you know, how do I shift this, like, what do I do? So I really started trying to understand, like, not just the business, you know, but just understanding like all the workouts and like what to give first, like not give them like 80-day obsession first before, you know, if they've never worked out a day in their life, you know, I think they'll die. Like starting with 21-day fix, you know, like, I mean, I'd be dying. I'm like, oh my God, this is all new to me. No, but definitely like, it definitely changed me to like strive, you know, and like, again, like I met all of you, you know, and I think we all got along. I was like, oh, you know, I was like, you know, there's a group, you know, a good group of people. I'm like, what I like about this again is like, it's a team thing. So it's not like, oh, look at Alex succeeding, right? And we all still up here. Like, no, like if I'm pushing and like she pushes and then everybody starts pushing, I was like, we all gonna be like, you know, like the best squad, you can say, you know, and like we all just out there like, you know, we're better than all of you, you know, like you can just kind of have that attitude like, oh, here we go. But yeah, so it was definitely cool. So that's like now I'm just like more into it and, you know, trying to like tell everybody like, hey, like it's not just that, you know. And I show them the video of I forgot his name, the new workout guy, that one that's gonna allow to curse, you know. Like I was just like,
that'll work.
you know, I mean, you know, like, you know, in the Marine Corps we curse a lot. I mean, you know, mostly like it's just our thing. And I think we get more out of stuff when somebody's yelling at me or like, you know, like. So like we're seeing a workout like that. So now I'm using those workouts, that workout specifically to the military guys, to the more hardcore military people, because you tell them like, hey bro, look at this. And they're watching the video and they're like, oh man, I like that. You know, like that looks intense, you know, like it's very like direct and things that we kind of relate to. But yeah, I mean, I honestly think, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's like they always say, if you put in the work and you really put in the hard work, like it's something that like, you know, pay off later on, you know? So yeah, I think it was really good. And then I want to say the new coach, I think she joined late, Brianna. I think she joined late. I think she joined the call. She's like the new coach, you know? So told her to join. I know she's motivated. She was on her second day of 21 day, right? I think it's 21 day. You sure?
21-day fix.
21-day fix. She's on her second day. So, I mean, that's good, you know? And I told her, like, I got you. You know what I mean? I told her, you know, she's like, I don't want to do this, you know? And that's my sister-in-law. I'm like, hey, look, like, I got you. So I bother her every day. You know, I think she's getting annoyed by me. I'm just like, did you do it? Did you do it? Send me a picture. Did you do it? Did you do it? So she kind of has to send me a selfie every time she's working out nowadays. But, yeah, that's about it.
There's a lot.
Okay, I mean, send me her email, Alex, so that I can send her the new coach email with all of our like team stuff in it.
Okay.
And welcome, Bree. We're so excited you're here. I'm hoping my other new coach, Stephanie, is gonna hop on. There was something that you just said at the end that I wanted to like piggyback on, but I forget. So, Margot, if you want to share, I will try to think about what I was gonna say.
Hi, I'm Margot. Had a awesome weekend, and as Emily said, not much sleep. Still kind of recuperating, and it really is a chance to see that this can be for anyone. As Alex said, people of all ages, and Emily too, that sizes, shapes, colors, everything. So don't ever discount yourself that you can't do it. And one of the things I loved was, unfortunately, running into the arena a little late on, I think it was, what day did you come, Natalie? Saturday morning, right? Getting there a little late to the arena and hearing piano player playing and thinking, what is this? And it was Jade Simmons, who was an amazing pianist, but she's a motivational speaker, and her ability to be creative and think outside the box, and just to be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. Be authentic to who you are. And I think that was, I loved her. I videotaped like the whole thing. And just the music was fabulous. But I think that her ability to take her talent in one area of life and use it into another, which I think a lot of what we do is maybe we take our talent or our love for working out or whatever, and try to share that and get other people to join. So and then as far as like our daily training sessions, the main thing I got from that was, one, be consistent, which I struggle with. Just getting on Instagram or Facebook every day is to post is a struggle for me, and I'm constantly working on that. And the other thing is, if you don't know how to do something, you can find out pretty easily. Just go on the internet and look it up. Type in, I just did how to make a clip on Thriller, how to add music, how to, you can find out anything on the internet. So just stretch yourself and learn. There's all kinds of tutorials. I know Emily's done some on our Facebook, and there's a bunch on Diesel Nation as well. So just be consistent, be creative, think outside the box, and be there next year. New Orleans. I already booked a hotel room, so I got spots for 3. So better be there.
Yes. Stephanie, welcome. I was just telling them hoping you were jumping on. And Tanya and Bree are also brand new coaches, so you're not alone in the newness. So don't worry. I remembered what I was going to say. For you 3, that if you guys hit Success Club in your first 3 months of being a coach, you get a free ticket to Summit next year. So just keep that in the back of your head. And if that it's your goal to get to Summit next year and make it a little cheaper, that's you can earn your free ticket. So yes, and to piggyback off of Margot, Jade, that speaker, blew my freaking socks off. I thought she was just probably one of the most incredible people I've ever listened to. Not only did she look so freaking fabulous, and she I mean, she just looks like a rock star. But her words were so amazing. So if you guys can go back and actually watch her, Jamie, I know did you get to see her? You were able to live stream some of the stuff, and I'm hoping they have that still available to watch, because I would encourage you, if there's one person that you can go back and watch from Summit, it's her. I think Rachel Hollis was absolutely amazing. She's so funny. I loved her too, and she rocked my socks too. I just thought Jade's applications to all of her things and to what we do into Beachbody is so practical. And like Margot was saying, she actually called us. She's like, "You're not salespeople. You're not just coaches. You're transformation architects." And I was like, "Oh, heck yes we are." And she was saying, she was like, the words that you guys say, your actions, like who you are, empowers other people to not just change their lives, but to transform their lives from the inside out. And that like gave me goosebumps. It gives me goosebumps again, because seriously, you guys, that's what we're doing. And we as coaches get to come alongside people and help them transform their lives. And she really just hit that home. And she, like Margot said, her whole thing was just about being yourself and being who you are. And I absolutely love that, because it is so hard in this world today of social media. You know, you jump on and you immediately compare yourself to the next person. And there are so many coaches in this business compared to, and I think we get sucked into the Beachbody bubble. So we see all the coaches, when in the grand scheme of the rest of the world, there's not that many of us. But since we're sucked into the world, we see all of them. And we tend to like compare, well, I'm not doing what she's doing, or she's doing that better, or whatever. But Jade's whole thing was do it your own way. And that is going to attract the right people to your tribe, the people that need you. And whoever I'm going to attract is going to be different from who Sabrina and Alex attract, and who Jamie attracts, and Sam. You know, like we all need to be ourselves so that we can attract the right people. And it's okay to be attracting different people, because somebody else is going to resonate with me and not with, you know, the next person, and vice versa. And what stuck in my mind with Jade was she is this amazing concert pianist, and she is an African-American woman in a field where she said there's like all these, you know, 80-year-old men, white men. And she was just saying like, it's a tough world to be in, and that she wasn't finding that people were coming to her concerts and connecting to her music the way she wanted them to. They weren't getting the experience that she wanted them to have when she was just playing what everyone else was playing. And she had a desire for more. She had a desire to bring in, you know, her beats and rap and all these other things that aren't really, you know, a part of that classical pianist world. But that was what her heart was telling her she wanted to do. And the second she started bringing in more of herself, her concert halls started filling up, and people started connecting to her music and the story she was telling. And I think that's so true with us, is when you're not just this generic person that is like, join me in my workouts because they're really great. When you share your life, when you open up, when you share that you struggle with this and you struggle with that, and I have 10 loads of laundry piled high, my husband and I got in a fight, you know, my kids are freaking crazy and peeing all over the house, like, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, when you're real and authentic, and then people are attracted to you and they're like, yes, that's how I'm feeling too. What do you do to stay sane? Well, here's what I do. And then you get to share that part of your life too. So I think I always find that it's hard to be vulnerable. It's hard to put yourself out there. But when I do that, and when I am authentic, and when I am really vulnerable, that's when I connect with people more. And then you open the door to help them see what this world is all about, and how we can literally help them change their lives. And whether that's in fitness, or whether we invite them to the coaching opportunity, and then we get to help them build either a side hustle or it becomes a full-time business for them. Like, how awesome is that? And so think of yourself as a transformation architect, and that you actually get to help somebody transform their life from the inside out. And it can be a transformation that lasts forever. You're not just throwing some product at them and saying like, drink that shake and have a great day. You're coming alongside them. You're showing them how to make this work in their everyday life. And, you know, hopefully turning a happy customer into an awesome coach who can start to grow this business with us and reach more people, because it really is about changing lives. And that just sounded super corny, but you guys, it's really true. So does anybody, Jamie, I know you watched some of the live streams. So if you want to hop on and say something that like spoke to you or came out or stuck out to you, that would be awesome too. Share away.
Hi guys, I'm Jamie. I know there is a few new coaches on here and stuff, and welcome. I'm so bummed I didn't get to go this year, but yeah, I did. I watched a lot of the live streams, and that pianist Jade, it was like literally like my jaw was on the floor. If not, I was like wiping away tears, just like literally shook by her. She was somebody that I think I needed to hear, and you know, I honestly thought to myself, gosh, I'm so bummed I missed Rachel Hollis, because she changed my life. Like, I have to give credit to that woman's words. She really did. She really changed my life on a lot of things that I've thought about myself and thought about how like to be a coach and stuff. Her 2 last books have helped me tremendously in the personal development field. But Jade, it was like, all right, that just made me want to level up and really understand that, you know, it's okay to be me. And I'm blessed with a mom who instilled in me at a very young age the power of me. She has always told me my whole life, like, you need to realize your superpower that you are given in life is that you are you. Like, you, there's no one else. Unless you're an identical twin, then you're like pretty much blessed, because then you get to screw with people if you're identical and there's 2 of you. But if there's one of you, and that's most of us here and most people you see, but you know, there's only you. That's it. And my mom made me feel very special at a very young age to know that there's only ever been a Jamie, and there's never going to be another Jamie in the world. But it doesn't mean that I want to be alone. It just means I want to find people that are like me, just not me. And I was blessed knowing that a lot of my life, but hearing Jade apply it and just be unapologetically her in a field, like she said, that just she stuck out in, made me really feel like even though there are a lot of coaches, like Emily said, we get sucked into this world of coaches, that there isn't somebody like me, that there isn't, you know, everyone needs a Jamie in their life. Everyone needs an Emily, a Sabrina, a Tanya, a Sam, a Margot. Like, everybody would be blessed to have you in their life. So I feel like she just made me feel like, man, it doesn't matter that there's all these coaches here, even at Summit, that there isn't someone in someone's community that's me. And being part of a military community, I know the blessing of a virtual community, which is huge. And having a virtual community is something I didn't think I needed to rely on. But being a mom that's moved this many times and being in a new season of my life, I've realized that community truly is everything. And I moved back to my small town of 10,000 people I grew up with from the time I was 6 years old. I haven't lived here in 13 years, and I can tell you, I see them all at the grocery store. I see people all over my social media, but you know what? People really don't do face-to-face communities anymore. And I realize that I don't really love people being in my house every day. So having a virtual community to lean on has been probably like the saving grace to my sanity, I'd say. I know I don't post as often, and that was something I heard too, Margot, was just to be consistent. And it is something I struggle with, being vulnerable on the not so good side of my life. You know, on the hard days, it's hard to be vulnerable. But I think listening to the speakers, I actually got to catch a couple lives of other speakers, not just at your ceremonies and stuff, like in your workshops. I got to see a couple snippets of those. And some of the things you guys were taught in workshops were phenomenal, just to apply tools to some of the things that, like Margot said, are Google worthy, that you can just figure out along the way. Like, it is something that is fearful. It's like, well, I don't know what that means, and I don't know how to do a share cart, or I don't know how to do this, or I don't know how to sign up a coach. And I think the beauty in Beachbody with the culture of this community is that everybody's willing to help you out. Everybody's willing to get you to where they are. Everybody is willing to share their secret. And I think that is like very mind blowing for a lot of people to handle. Like, wait, hold on. No, I'm not. You're not supposed to just like tell me. Like, you're supposed to like make this for me. And it's like, no, I'm going to tell you all my secrets, but then you have to apply it yourself. And that's what Beachbody is. It's like, it's a toolbox, and it's super shiny, and it's beautiful, and it's full of like things craftsmen couldn't even dream of. But it's literally something that people either open and use every day, or it's something that's going to sit and collect dust. But Beachbody literally has every tool that you didn't even know you needed, plus all the ones that you can get from other people in a community that's not even just our tiny little circle here on this coach call. I'm talking about like, you can get tools from top 10 coaches that are like, hell yeah, girls, you need me to speak on your call? Yeah, I'll tell you what I did to get to top 10. Hey, this is what I did. I applied my vital behaviors. I, put myself out there. I was vulnerable. I just freaking went for it. And that's what every single elite top coach, freaking monumental player in this game, be consistent, be vulnerable, and just be you. And I think that really resonated with the theme, you belong here. Like, I'm really sad I missed it. But I'm glad I caught as much as I could. And I know I've probably talked all your ear off for not being there, but honestly, yeah, just being yourself. Like, I literally cannot believe how much that was repeated this weekend for people. Just be yourself, and you will still belong here. Like, you belong here as yourself, not as Emily, not as, someone else's coach, not as, someone else's product. Like, you belong here as you. And I thought that was like literally like earth shattering for some people to hear. Like, you are here for you, and you belong here as you, and we want you as you. We don't want you as a Beachbody coach. We don't want you as a cookie cutter. We don't want you as a salesperson that can sell the best lip gloss. And I want you as the salesperson that can, sell this amazing skincare line and make people young. Like, no, we're selling youth in a shake and youth in a community, because we're going to keep each other young by being supportive and saying, hey, you know what? Did you work out today? But better yet, did you like check yourself? Like, are you mentally okay? Like, did you personally develop yourself today? Like, the fact that everyone checks in on that level, and not just, oh, hey, how big are your muscles and what's your gains like? I think that goes to show the flow of this community, that they truly care about who you are as a person. And I think that's something that every coach, new, old, really definitely either struggles with or just rips the Band-Aid off and does it. So I need to do it. I need to be more accountable for it. But definitely, I think there's at least one or two other people that went to Summit that are on here. I think Natalie, you squeezed in on the last day.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if she's still on here. I think you're on here, Natalie.
She's just trying to.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, I was just trying to unmute, and then I went away, and I'm outside, so now it's getting dark, so you're not gonna be able to see me. But
we can hear you.
So I can't. You can hear me? Yes. Okay. Good.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So hi, I'm Natalie. Emily's my coach. I've been, I guess, an active coach for a year in May. And I went to Summit, so I was really disappointed. I bought my tickets to Summit in December, one day when they had a good promo, a non-refundable, non-transferable, ready to do it, because I only live 3 hours away. I'm perfect. Rooming with Margot and Hannah, and then my girlfriend called me, FaceTimes me a week later, I'm getting married. July 12th. And I was like, oh, and it was Friday, like smack dab in the middle of Summit. And I was like, okay. So at that point I was just like chalking up as a loss. I'm like, whatever, I'm just not going to go. It's fine. And Emily's like, well, if you only live 3 hours away, why don't you just come Saturday at least? Like come Saturday, like just at least we can meet and you can see your team. And so, yeah, so that's what I did. I woke up Saturday morning, drove 3 hours to Indianapolis, and I was able to go to one of the like breakout groups with Margot and Danny and Alyssa. I was able to go to the closing ceremonies, and then I was able to party with my team, which was so fun. So I was literally there for like, I want to say less than 24 hours. Like got there at 7. And Jamie, I was so bummed because I was like, where's Jamie? I thought she was going. What the heck? And I wanted to like meet you so bad. We only like talk on Zoom all the time. Like what the heck? So I was really bummed about that. But I understand, you know, you couldn't come this year. But yeah, so I checked in Saturday, which was kind of funny because like, you know, everybody had already been there a couple days, and check-in was like one person in this gigantic room, and I had like 30 minutes to check in before it closed. But I mean, just kind of the same thing as what everybody else said. It's like so insane because we see like our little group, right? And then like we follow coaches and everything. But just to see like how many people from like all walks of life, all different seasons of life, there were so many pregnant women, new moms. You could see dads in the hallway with kids while the moms were in there. I thought that was so cool. And just like, I don't know, like I found it very interesting of this type of conference where like it didn't matter what team you were on, like everybody was very supportive and loving to one another. And I would have to say the same thing as Margot, because we were in a breakout group too. Like my biggest takeaway obviously is the consistency, but also just I want to like just say this for my own personal thing. I was like slaying and killing it for like 3 months in a row, like working my business, getting new coaches, hitting Success Club every month. I went on vacation in May, and literally since May, it's just been so hard to get my groove back in. Like I'll keep trying, and it's been really challenging. I do have to say the biggest thing that I took away is like, you want it to be a business, you treat it as a business. Regardless if and like, I'm be honest, a lot of my people in like my current clients and coaches, I'm like reaching out and I'm like getting so ghosted, and I get it. Like it's summer, people are doing their own thing, right? Like vacations and kids are out of school and everything. And so it's been really like frustrating and discouraging. But just from this weekend, I'm just keeping like holding my head high. I'm sticking to my tracker, sticking to my plan, and knowing that like everything in life has its ups and downs. And listen, like I'm gonna keep trekking through. And this is also for like the new coaches. I want to say when I first started, oh my God, so many people are like, yes, I love your transformation, I want to join you. There are going to just be times when things are just not happening for you, or you're going to have people like, yes, I'm going to sign up with you. And you go to talk to them, they're like, you know what, it's not the right time, or they're going to ghost you or whatever. And just not to be discouraged, like maybe it's not the right time for people at that time, and they're going to sign up later. And just continue treating your business like a business, continue showing up every day, continue reaching out to every person on this call and people in our chat. Because sometimes you just need that like encouragement and motivation from one another. So that's that. I'm going to mute myself now. Somebody else go.
I love that. That was great. Sorry, I'm trying to make my kids dinner too. Yes, that's what I was like trying to say at the beginning of the call, but you said it much better than I did. How like it's not always easy. Like coaching doesn't have to be hard in the sense that like Jamie said, it is all laid out for you. We have all the tools we need, and everybody is willing to share all of those with you. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, and like literally it can be easy. It's not hard work, but you do have to do it. And there are going to be months where you're like, all right, like where is it? It's crickets, or like you have, all these people that are like, I'm gonna sign up, and then all of a sudden they just don't talk to you anymore. But consistency in this business is the biggest thing, because who knows, that person that ghosted you this month might come back in, 1 month, 6 months, a year, and be like, okay, I really should have joined you back then, but now I'm really, really ready. So you just never know. And people are watching you, whether you know it or not. And I've had people that, I'm 2 years and a little bit, a few months in, and people will be like, okay, I've been watching you for 2 years, and now I'm ready to sign up, or now I'm ready to do this. Yes, my love.
So I want to chime in there and say, I know a lot of people on this call know my story of Emily, but Emily was a complete stranger to me that I started following on Instagram for the fact that we both had preemie babies. I was on bed rest looking for another success story that was close to my situation, and I found Emily through a hashtag, and Gideon's a year older than my baby. So it was like kind of good for me to see in this like moment of, I don't know what's going to happen, whatever. So I started following Emily for that reason. And then, I was on bed rest for 5 weeks, and I had a baby in the NICU. Obviously all that time, it was not the right time to like go and do Beachbody at that time, like not at all. Then I brought my baby home. She had feeding issues, another 3 months. So long story short, I followed Emily 2 years ago in July. So I think you were just starting as a coach, but I started following her in July, and I signed up at the end of February. So right there, and I never talked to her, just was inspired by her, followed her story of her personal life, and then, wow, oh my gosh, what's this 80-day obsession? And I want to say that you guys are on like day 40 something, and I was like, holy crap, look at these like results from like they're halfway through. Like, hell yeah, I'm getting on this. And I messaged her being like, hi, and it's kind of, and you know what? Honestly, guys, it's kind of like odd, right? Like, I'm a very social, like, person. Like, I've never done this, like, online friend thing. Like, it just felt inorganic to me. So it felt inorganic to be like, hi, Emily. I've been, like, watching you. You don't know me. You've inspired me in different ways in my life and whatever. And can you be my coach? And she was like, yes. And then to form a friendship over almost a year and a half, and then to meet in person is kind of interesting, right? It's like kind of inorganic in a way if you think of it, but like, so that's a perfect example. It was not a right time for me when I was on bed rest. It was not a right time for me when I had a baby in the NICU. It wasn't a good time the first 3 months. So keep doing what you're doing, and know that like when it's the right time for people, they're gonna jump in on it. So you're inspiring people whether you know it or not.
I think, like Natalie, I know you were talking about how like people were kind of like ghosting you or something like that. I had a guy that I recruited first, and he wants to be a coach. He's a personal trainer. He's a certified personal trainer. He's like the typical like beach body, I guess, what I mean, little workout guy, whatever. Loved it, but wasn't really like into it. And I think it was about 2 weeks ago or something. He was like, hey, like, I don't know what to do because he's not a people person, anything like that. And he wanted to get out. Like this is Johnson. He wanted to get out. And I told him like, look, I get it. It's not easy. So then when I went and recruited all these people this weekend, I started understanding the chart and how people go under him and things like that. So what I ended up doing, I showed him the chart, and he looked at the chart. He's like, what does that mean? I'm like, well, look, like ended up putting these people under you. So now you have 2 people under you, but you can't benefit or anything from them if you don't start putting work. Or you can't just sit there and expect something. So now like he looked at the chart and he's like, so wait, I have 2 guys under me, like you put under them? I'm like, yeah. That's how it works. Like everything becomes a teamwork and stuff like that. But you need to become an active emerald. Like you need to go out and get 2 people. So you start seeing this team volume and all these guys that are under you that you already have 2 people under you. But since you don't want to put in work and you think like nothing gets out of this or anything like that, like you're not going to benefit. So now he's like, he went and ordered Shakeology. So he became activated again. Now he's active, and now he's like trying to recruit 2 other people to become an emerald so he can like keep, stay in. So sometimes it's kind of like maybe like showing them you know, like, hey, look, like, this is what could happen, you know, like, I'm putting in the work, you're going to put in the work, like, let's put in the work together. Like, maybe help them recruit somebody. So I have another person who I got with, and I mentioned it early, who's a recruiter, and he's an actual recruiter for the Marine Corps. And me and him are getting together, like, hey, bro, let's just do this together. Like, let's just recruit together. So if I get 2 people, you're gonna get 1, and I'm gonna get 1. Like, and if you recruit 2 people, I'm gonna get 1, you're gonna get 1. So basically, we're gonna split it no matter what. Like, whoever puts in the work. So it kind of like makes it feel like, hey, it is a team thing. And don't, like, you know, kind of make it about yourself, maybe, you know. And even if it might take longer to, I don't know, reach diamond or whatever the case may be, or, you know, but maybe keep them interested in, like, you know, like, sometimes I'm gonna recruit somebody, and if I see somebody struggling, I might give them that person. I'm like, hey, here, take this person. And then they see it, they're like, oh, thank you. And then, like, oh, you know what, you do care about me, you do want me to progress with you. And then they might be more willing to, you know what I mean, be more integrated. And then now they all of a sudden, you know what, he did this for me, I got him. And then you just keep feeding off of each other and just kind of like progress to your team. But that's my kind of thought about it.
Okay, so to piggyback off of what Natalie said, is she still here? I think she's gone. That's why I encourage all of my coaches to share about your normal life, like share about who you are outside of Beachbody. I think that's one of the biggest things too, is Beachbody does not want you to brand Beachbody. They want you to be yourself. And obviously that was abundantly clear this weekend. You know, the message that we all received was be yourself, but they don't want you to brand Beachbody. And so when you're sharing in social media, share who you are as a person, and not just the products. Like, we're not selling Mary Kay. We're not selling, you know, just a shake. We are selling a whole lifestyle. And so how does that fit into your lifestyle with who you are? Are you a working mom? Are you a grandma? Are you a stepmom? Are you, you know, whatever? Are you a Marine? Are you a surgical nurse? Share that. People want to see your normal life, who you are, and then it will make sense to them, you know? Because think of if you only share about our Beachbody products, you're probably only going to find people that are into fitness already. And those aren't really the people that we need. We need the people who need the life change. And so are you a busy mom at home with 3 boys, juggling it all, and, you know, trying to figure out life? So that's what people want to see. They want to relate to you. So be somebody that's relatable. When you're posting on your social media, think about who you're trying to reach, and think about who you want to relate to you. So that's what I always think. When I'm going to post something on my Instagram, I think, okay, how can this affect at least just one person today? How can somebody get something from this post of mine today? How can I add value to even just one person's life today? So sometimes the posts are light and sometimes they're fun, and that's okay. And you want those in there too, because you know, want to be a fun, light person. But if there's something that you have, and I think Ashley Molstead said, and she's the #1 coach in the company, so clearly she's doing something right. She said, she shared with us when she was on stage that just because you're sharing a struggle in life doesn't mean that you have to like be all boohoo and like bummer about it. You can share a struggle, but spin it for something good. And so I definitely try to do that all the time too. Is to, you know, like I was saying, be vulnerable, be real, but you don't have to be like Debbie Downer. You can share your real parts of life, but show people how you come through it, or, you know, all of that. And I think, you know, just the fact that I shared about my preemie, I shared about the journey that we went through with him, and that's how Natalie connected with me, shows you that you don't just need to share about Beachbody. You just need to share about you and who you are and how this works into your life. So hopefully that's what you guys can see that we want to do as a team. That's what I want our team to do, is just to share all of the unique parts of who you are. I absolutely love that our team has such a range of, we literally have from grandmas to college students, and I absolutely love that, and everything in between. So we're a very diverse team, and I think that's amazing, because think about all the people we can reach, all the different, I absolutely adore Casey, and I love that she wanted to sign up with me. But you guys, why did a 21-year-old college student want to sign up with me? I don't know. But I'm so glad that she's here, because now she can reach all those other 21-year-old college students that I probably can't reach. So I think Casey was a fluke that she came my way, but I love it, and like Alex is going to reach all these Marines. And I am freaking going to challenge the crap out of you, Alex, to use this new program. What is it called? 6 weeks of work. You better be using that for your Marines. I actually think it'd be super fun if we did like a spouse challenge or a significant other challenge, like for that one. And I think you guys could totally spearhead that, for those 6 weeks, to do it like with your significant other. I think that would be super awesome, because I think that's going to be such a program that can like hook men in. It definitely looks like it's a little bit more badass than I think we're used to. And I think it's going to be awesome. I'm sorry, my love. So I can't think of anything else I wanted to cover, but I think this has been awesome. Does anybody have any questions or anything else you want to say about Summit? Questions from our new coaches would be awesome.
I don't have any questions right now, but I just wanted to say hello to everybody, and I'm glad to be part of your team, and I hope I can bring value to each one of you and like that. But I have to jump off because I got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm 3 hours ahead of you, so.
Oh my, okay. Well,
Yeah.
Before everybody has to hop off, let's take one group photo. Sorry for my crying toddler. Samantha, where are you? Mom! Samantha's not. Okay, well, I'll put a cute little GIF on her face. Okay, everybody say cheese. With my crying kid on the side. Okay, for you new coaches, if I haven't already, I'll make sure to get you the welcome email. And like I always say, lean on us. Oh, there she is. Lean on us. Lean on the rest of us as your team. Ask us all your questions. If you are stuck in a conversation and you don't know where to go from, like what somebody's asking you as far as a potential customer, like literally screenshot that conversation and send it to either our Facebook group message, send it to me, send it to your coach if I'm not your coach. But I am happy to answer all of your questions and how I would respond. And then you can spin that, and I know, I'm coming, my love. Spin it and make it sound like you. So I think that, like, in the beginning of my business, the biggest part to my success was that I leaned on the support that I had. And we have amazing support within our bigger Diesel Nation. So if you have a question that your coach can answer or I can't answer, we will continue to go up until we get an answer for you. And I'm coming right now. But if you just continue to ask the questions, then you're going to learn how to talk to people, and you'll see. But I think the biggest thing I want, especially you new coaches, to remember is that this is about building relationships. So when you're talking to people, think about how you're building your relationship with them. So don't just answer their questions and forget that they're a person. Before you answer questions, ask how they're doing. Ask how their kids are, if you know a little bit more about them, or ask how work's going, like get into their life so they see that you're not just a salesperson, you're a, what did I say, transformation architect. So build a relationship, and don't just throw all the information at them that they need to know. You want to have a back and forth conversation with them, and you want to show them the value in what we have to offer. And just remember, you're just sharing the tools that you've used, that you've fallen in love with them. And so that they can get success too, so that they can feel better about themselves, so that they can live a happy, healthy life. So hopefully that helps. But like I said, just lean into the support that's here. And we all want to help you succeed. The whole Greater Beachbody team wants to help you succeed because we do succeed together. And so whatever you need, we're here for you. And it does get easier to talk to people and to create those conversations as you go on. But definitely, like, I mean, if you need to just screenshot a conversation and say, how would you respond to this? That's totally okay. I still do that today to my mentor and to my success partner. And so, and then you make it sound like yourself. I think the thing, another thing that Jade said was like, you know, be yourself, and you start like by just doing something that's familiar, and then you just add a little bit more of yourself in each time. So like if I am giving you information and I'm telling you how I would respond, you can use that, and then just throw in, you know, a little Stephanie, or throw in a little Tanya, and make it you. So like I said, it's all the tools are there for you, and we want to help you succeed. And you get to make this business your own. You get to make it look however you want. It can be your side hustle. It can turn into your full-time job. If you look at the top coaches, it can turn into a multi-million-dollar business. The opportunities and the potential is endless. It's just what you want to make of it. And so I really want our team to go to the top. I see that for us. I think we can reach a lot of people and change a lot of lives, not just in fitness, but in business. And you guys, like, this is such a game changer for so many people. To think that I can stay home with my boys. I want to make that more of a reality. Like, I want to, when my husband retires from the Marine Corps, my goal is that he doesn't have to go back to work. If he goes back to work, it's just because he can't stay home because he doesn't know how to relax for that many hours of time. So think about your goals. What are your goals? Where do you want to go? And let's freaking do this together, because we can. So that's it, unless anybody else has anything to say. And thank you all for joining. We'll chat in our group chat. Sabrina, or no, you guys already added Bree. So Stephanie, I will add you to our group chat, and then we'll plan for our next team call. But thank you so much for taking the time to join us tonight, and everybody have a fabulous night.